£30. To most people, it's a couple of drinks with your friends. But what if I told you that £30 can get you more than just a night out? That's right, I've taken on the ultimate budget challenge, spending only £30 on a holiday abroad. I've set myself 3 challenges along the way, so let's just hope this goes to plan. This literally costs more than my flight. My Uber is literally about to pull up. We're going to head to the airport, and this trip is about to be insane. Morning, how are you? To Luton Airport, please, yeah? Yeah. Cheers. Are you all good? Car not working? Maybe not.
But it's not driving.
It's not driving, that's not good.
Yes, well.
Oh, no. Yes. No. Hey. Thank you very much. Okay. It's so typical because everyone that always vlogs when they're travelling is always late. It's just not me, you know? I'm that guy 2 hours early, chilling out. Now I've got to get a move on. Feels good to be back in the airport, but of course we are only going with the backpack today because we had to keep this flight as cheap as possible. And as you know, if you buy checked-in luggage, it's just going to increase the price. I want to talk to you guys more when we land, but just to let you know so far, this flight only cost me £3.90 from London Luton to Alicante Airport. I actually don't even know if I'm going to get on the flight because it just sounds too good to be true. There we have it. We're inside London's most hated airport, which is Luton Airport. Let me give you a quick tour around. Famous Burger King over here, loads of seating area, the renovated lounge, which is actually quite good. I might even check it out in a second. A Starbucks, a Lego shop, and that's about it. So I'm on my way to board the plane now. With that, I hopped on my 2 hours and 15-minute flight to Alicante in Spain. Known for its amazing beaches, rich history, and amazing architecture, Alicante was quite a good spot to choose for this holiday. Okay, everyone, so we made it to Alicante now. I've just had a little walk around, and I can't lie, I did grab myself some nuggets from Mackey's. However, the next 24 hours, I have 3 challenges that I need to complete. You know I'm back and we're doing it properly. So the first challenge that we have to complete is to eat a traditional meal from the area of Alicante. Obviously, this is a holiday after all, so the second challenge is to complete a holiday-based activity, and then number 3 is to do something traditional, whether it be go to a museum, whether it be go to watch flamenco dancing, I don't know, but we've got 24 hours to complete all 3. This is where the fun begins, as this whole entire trip costs me under £30. You know what, as well, from what I've seen of Alicante, it's actually really nice. But now we're gonna go and try the traditional dish. And the traditional dish that I'm gonna be trying out is arroz a banda. Arroz a banda. Directly translating to rice on the side, this dish features rice cooked in a flavourful seafood broth made from fish, squid, and other shellfish. Apologies for my translation, but the arroz a banda is the traditional dish from Alicante, Spain, and the wider Valencia region. As you can see, it looks absolutely unreal, and here is my honest thoughts. Genuinely, so good. The flavours are really strong. The prawns are absolutely incredible. I'll definitely recommend it to a friend. There we have it. The first challenge has been completed. Now it's on to number 2 and 3, but first, we got to check into this hotel. Lights are gone out. Gracias. Thank you. I don't know if I've been catfished, I'm going to get robbed, or if my hotel even exists. Some guy just went in there, so I'm going to go after him. Oh my goodness me. Why is everywhere so dark here? This is an absolute nightmare. Right, let's give you a tour of this room. Then we'll sit down, we'll have a chat, and I'll tell you how much it costs. Double bed. Sorry, I have actually been in here already. I don't know if you can tell. Wardrobe, sort of. Lamp. View from the bedroom. Windows are paper thin. Wonky TV. Aircon, sort of desk area. This did crack me up though. They've literally just put some black tape over the window because obviously they don't want people to see it. A little bit mouldy up there. It's all right. It's not the worst place I've stayed in. Honestly, bearing in mind this was so cheap, it's not actually that bad. So I was actually torn between this hotel and a capsule hotel when I booked this probably a couple of weeks ago now. I was actually pretty set on going to the capsule hotel, but then I realised if this was going to be a holiday that other people want to come on, then not everyone wants to stay in like a hostel type situation. However, as you may have realised, this room doesn't have a bathroom because it is a shared bathroom. I've also realised these walls are probably paper thin and everyone can hear me, but we're going to be sharing the loo, so it don't really matter. It's not the worst place I've stayed in. I've definitely stayed in a lot worse. And this actually came to £25 and 7p a night. You can definitely find other places around Alicante or Spain in general for less than 25 quid. Hostels was another option, but of course I want to make this relatable. I want you guys to realise that travelling doesn't have to be expensive. This trip, all in, literally cost me £30, and I can't reiterate that enough. Now, if you have done the maths, you'll realise I spent £25 and 7p on this place. I spent £3.90 on my first flight. So how much money is left to make this holiday under £30? I guess we'll find out in the morning when I take my flight home, unless you want to get your calculator out. I know you're sat behind your screens thinking, Callum, how did you get these flights so cheap? Well, I tell you what, we're going to go over that in the morning if my flight actually exists. As you guys may see on TikTok, I'm often doing these sorts of challenges, and I want to make this really clear. A package holiday, when you book it online, is the flights and accommodation. Everyone always rips me apart. They're like, oh, well, you spent money on food, you spent money on buses to get from the airport. When you book a package holiday, you can't tell me you don't pay for more than flights, accommodation. Maybe at a push or book transfers, but that's always an added extra. So, for this challenge, we're booking flights, accommodation for under £30, and that's exactly what we've done. And I think there's someone outside my room. Don't say I'm getting kicked out already. And just like that, I'm on my way up to the castle here in Alicante. And on the way up, I'm going to tell you guys a few facts about it. Starting off strong, it's actually one of the biggest fortresses in the whole of Europe. It's spanning over 32 hectares of land and 3 kilometers in perimeter. I feel like I've already ran 3k coming up them stairs. Obviously nowadays, we only really use castles for guided tours and stuff like that. But back in the 18th century, this castle was actually used, and it has a moat which can contain 40 million litres of water. Just like the ones in the film. Despite being out of breath from all this walking, I've actually really enjoyed my time in Alicante so far and excited to see what this is all about. A traditional place in Alicante. Here we go. Yeah, this place is pretty incredible. I'm now back at the hotel realising how bad them windows actually are. I can hear absolutely everyone on the streets, but I had a nice little dinner tonight, little pasta, bit of burrata. It's time to hit the hay. See you in the morning. Good night. It's unbelievably cold, but that is another one ticked off the list. I'm currently swimming at sunrise. Name me someone who's got views like this for only £30. I think it's about time I gave you a little bit more information on this flight. First things first, I need to see that my boarding pass is actually working, because this flight cost me a total of £1. And if you think I'm lying, I'm going to put the confirmation on screen now, because I genuinely cannot believe you can get a flight for only £1. I can't even get a coffee for £1. I can't even get a hot dog for £1. I can't get anything for £1 nowadays. But I'm flying from one country to another for a singular £1. Well, at least I hope I am. I'm going to get through security, go to the gate to get onto my flight, and then, as promised, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I did this when I get home. And just like that, I'm through security and I'm getting on this flight. One absolutely mental 24 hours, by the way. Right, so it's actually got to the point in the video that you've all been waiting for. However, I actually forgot to film this clip, so let me tell you how I got these cheap flights. Obviously, we all want to save money when we're flying, when we're traveling, when we're going on holiday, so I'm going to give you my top 3 tips to save money on your next flight. Tip number 1, which is the tip that I actually used in this video to get my flights as cheap as they were, and that is to download the trip.com app. This is not an advert, but when you sign up, you do actually get £10 off for a new account. So obviously, I used that for both my flights. My first one was £13.60. I got it down to £3.60. The second one was £9.90, and with the £10 off code, the minimum spend is £1, so of course that's why the flight was so cheap. The second tip is to follow Secret Flying on Twitter and turn on their post notifications. Again, not an advert. These guys tweet out so many amazing deals, but the only thing is you have to be very flexible, because obviously these flights are normally going to be on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The chances are it's not going to be a long weekend. The third tip is to join the group chat Extreme Day Trips on Facebook. Some of these guys are crazy. They'll go to like Dubai and back within a whole day just to check it out. This is where I got the heads up for the trip.com promotional deal. Everyone in there super friendly, and they all give you some really good advice. And also, if you wanted to do an extreme day trip where you go to one country and back in the same day, it's probably a good place to start. Anyway guys, if you made it to this point in the video, why not subscribe whilst you're here? Leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one in a bit.